Ching. Hello, hello, my beautiful African American queens in recovery. I have returned with a part two to God's Trustmate. It's a wonderful thing when God trusts you to raise his sons. It's a wonderful thing when God trusts you to raise his sparrow. He looked down and he saw you. He saw everything that you have been through, and he knew that you could stand the test of time. He knew that you can avoid the drama. You can resist revenge. He knew when he saw you that he can place his seed inside of you. He said that in the dark, he said it in the light. So I encourage you, single mothers, my African American queens. We get left a lot with the responsibility of being mommy and daddy. It's okay. It's okay. Because God chose you. He knew that you could do it. He chose you above every woman in the world to have his sons, to bring in his sparrow. He chose you for a reason. He chose you because he knows your past. He knows your history. He knows that you probably was abandoned as a child yourself and your real father wasn't around. He chose you because the woman that raised you, she taught you by example. Some of our mothers teach us by words and some teach by example. We see what they go through when they're being abused by a man. We see what they go through when they're being lied to. We see the betrayal that our mothers go through. So that's why he chose you. He chose you through your pain to raise his children because he saw you and what you wanted for your mother. He knew that you would not draw a wedge between that child and their father. He knew that you would be the one that would be the strong parent. He knew that you would not walk away from your children, that you would not give them up. He knew you would not have an abortion. He knew that you feared him when it came to that abortion thing. He knew that you feared him when it came to abuse because you have seen plenty women abuse their children because the father wasn't around. They have called their children bad. They've called them all sorts of things. They told them, "You're just like your father. You make me sick." That child did not choose that man. You chose him. You're the one who chose him. That's to those women that do that. But to all of you chosen women, God's trust mate who are single, he knows you're going to go and get that grocery. He knows the enemy is going to try to attack you, but he still know that you are not going to fall for that. He know you're not going to fall for the okie doke. He know that he's not going to get you chained up and locked up because someone is trying to throw shots at you. And you know what I like to say to all of you who throw shots at the single mother because you're trying to impress someone, that small little victory that you may win when we walk away from you. That small little victory, let me rephrase this, that you think you have won when we walk away from you, when we let you walk by us, when we let you do those things. You see, we are letting you do it because we have a choice. We could either act like you and get back at you, get caught up, lose our freedom, taken away from our child. We could either or, it doesn't matter. But what we choose to do is ignore the ignorance from you. This podcast here is dedicated to Monica. Uh, it was a story written about Monica called Let Me Be. This story is dedicated to her and other women like her who had a pesteris ex boyfriend, a pesteris baby daddy with a unintelligent woman. This podcast is dedicated to every woman who has seen their man taking care of another man's child and not his own with you. Be strong, my queen. Stay strong. You are single ladies. You ever heard that commercial with Secret, strong enough for a man but made for a woman? You are strong enough. And you are stronger than a man if you are a single mother and you have to put up with petty things from your ex or his twisted female or even the both of them. You are in an alliance that is so strong and resilient. You are the representation of human resilience. How you can resist, how you can still stand strong, come up, rise, and survive. You could do that. Yes, you can. And I believe in you. And that's why I had to come back and do a part two to this. Because you are the strong parent. You stronger than anyone that may be trying you up. You stronger than them, especially the men. You know how many people dislike you because of your strength? Huh? That they love to see you when you're going through things. They love to see that in you because they hoping and wishing that you give up and throw in the towel. But you don't. Because they're not there to see you. How good you take care of your kids. They're not there. They don't even know, they have no idea of how much you take care of your kid, what you go through with that child, how you cater to that child, how you put your child first before anything and anyone except God. And God would not try you up like that. He wouldn't try you up to make you choose between him and your child. He did that before. And he saw the love of a strong parent for their child. He done tried that. The enemy done tried you. But God had a lamb in the bush. Every time. Every time. Every time. The enemy try you up with your baby, thinking you're going to sacrifice your freedom to follow up ignorance and leave your child. What does God do? He put a lamb in the bush every time. He lets you know it's all right every time. Every time. It is nothing wrong with being overprotective of your children, mommy. It's not. I heard of a woman whose child was taken from her because they felt she was being too protective. What the world? They felt like she was a danger to her child because she overprotected her child. We need women like that. There is nothing wrong with you for overprotecting your kid. There is nothing wrong with you for wanting better for your child. Is nothing. Sometimes I think about the childish things that people do, and I say to myself, you must have gotten a lot of toys when you were a kid because you love to play real life. You love to play it. I know I said to myself, I said, you must have gotten a lot of gifts, a lot of toys to play with because you playing with life. You don't take life seriously. And then for us who do take life seriously, we get criticized. It's okay. It's okay because we're supposed to wear that heavy crown. We were born to wear that heavy crown. You were chosen to be the mother of God's son. You was chosen by God. That's the best pick ever. To have someone to choose you because they know that you can endure whatever comes your way. The God above has chosen you, not no man. God did. God is the creator. People are creations. Who would you rather choose? A creation or the creator? Yes, the creator or the creation. Hands down, I choose the creator because he created me and them. And we were all shaped and molded out of ashes and dust. And that's where we will return to. God cannot die. He cannot let you down. He cannot lie to you. You put God up on a pedestal. That means you praise in his name. He will praise yours. He will bless you and inhabit all your praises. And you recognize him on earth and he will recognize you in heaven. So if you are a single mother, please keep your eye on the sparrow. It is important that you do. I've seen a lot of women take their eye off their sparrow and ended up in disastrous situations. Beautiful woman named Beverly went on the dating line. She met a guy there. He entered into her life. He did have a job, but he also had a past of doing crimes. When he lost his job, he went into doing crimes and he carried Beverly with him. She would have done anything for her man, and she did. In the end, they ended up kidnapping a woman that worked at a bank, tying her daughter up. He killed her child while she was being captured and taken to her job. Beverly took her to the job. Her man stayed there with this woman's daughter. He killed her child. That was their plan the whole time that they would kill these people. She tried to kill the bank teller, the manager, but she could not. She tried and she thought she did, but God kept her alive. This woman, Beverly, who met this man she thought she had to live and die for, she ended up taking her own life because the guilt overwhelmed her when the FBI caught up with them at a hotel. He went out there and surrendered. She shot herself in the head to kill herself. She left behind her children to follow this man. I guess at that point that her conscience started to whip her about what she had done. That's why I love people with a conscience. I love God's belt because that's what his belt is. His belt is kill conscience. Your conscience will eat at you for your wrongdoings. You're not so tough after all, mister. You're not so tough after all, ma'am. We all have to remember something about the single mother, what she sacrifices to stay with her baby. She not at the club. She not hanging out. She not sitting up in the gossip column. She can't be called from her responsibilities, which is her child, to play childish little girl games with her friends. She's not in the way. She is the way. Do you get that? You are not in the way of anyone or anything. You are the way to your child's future. I have an autistic son that I've told you about, and he is into tech. Now, this is very important. I want you all to know this. Either if you have an autistic child or not, my kid is into tech. He loves create things. So I said, looking at him, I want to buy him things that invests into his future. I want to buy him things that bring out his creative side. Everyone wasn't born to be a football player or a basketball player. You feel me? If you look at a football player and a basketball player, they have terms of conditions. They're the player. They are not the creator of the game. If they get injured, they have to retire. Not the man that made the basketball or the football. Not the man that built the stadium and the chairs to go in it. They are forever. So when I think about my son being a creator and not a player, I feel great about that because I know my Heavenly Father is the creator and my son creates. He creates animation, he creates comic books, he creates. So if your kid is into creating things, do that because the player sometimes have to retire. Even a ballerina, she may have been the greatest, but if she break that toe or that knee or something go wrong, she cannot dance no more. But the people that made the ballerina shoes and the tutus, the people that made the building are forever because they created what she needed to be who she is. And that's the way you are. You are the way for your children. You are not in the way of your children. The thing that was in the way of you being the way for your children has been removed out of your life. And God chose you. There is no other woman like you. And that is why God chose you. People love to praise people all the time, but they do neglect other people as well. No one is here alone in this world, and no one belongs to one person alone. Especially if you have children, grandchildren, and parents. If you got a job that you have to go to that causes you to make things or be there for things to be delivered for people throughout your city, out throughout the world, you don't belong to one person. And you especially got to know that you belong to God. Some people are so far fetched and so bent up to they think they don't belong to God. They think that they are God. They are not. God creates, He makes decisions. He knows what you're going to do before you do it. Say what you're going to say before you say it. So look at God. Single women, look at God. Because God looking at you. You look to God because God has looked to you and trusted you to be the trust mate to raise His sons, to raise His children. He loves an obedient child. So the enemy try to stop your flow, what you doing, when the enemy try to cloud your vision, get in your ear to discourage you, you keep it moving because God chose you to do what you're doing. It wasn't a person. It was God that chose you. I do not care if you have a baby and you 14, 15, or 16. Yeah, people are going to talk about you, but God chose you for a reason. Yeah, some people may talk about you, your mom. They may say little slick things out their mouth because you are a teenager, but God still chose you. And I told you before, my ladies, there are some women in this world who had abortions because they wanted to save their shape. They wanted to cover up their name. They wanted to make sure their parents was not looked on in a bad way. Even some parents have forced their children to have abortions because they wanted to save face with society. Ooh, what would people think? It's not about that. It's about what God thinks, what God has done, what God has put in your life. That's what it's about. It's all about the creation. And you're chosen by God to do that because He looked inside of you and saw all your needs when everybody else saw the fault in you. He looked inside of you and saw a strong woman that could carry His seed through thick and thin, through storms, through harsh times, rain, sleet, hail, the good times and bad times. God looked in you and seen His trustmate. You are awesome this Thanksgiving evening. You are awesome forever and ever. You single mothers, give God the praise. Raise your hands up for Him because God chose you over every other woman in the land. He chose you to raise His sons. He chose you to do it. Jesus was obedient to His Father. So if a father has a son that does not respect him and he's not there, then what do you expect? He sees his mother's tears. He seen her when she was very tearful, and now he don't see that no more. That child is going to figure out that, hey, it had to be dad that was causing mommy all of these problems because she's working now. She's happy. She's getting out more. We're doing things. After a while, they stop missing you guys. And when you call, if you call, and your mom, their mother say it's your dad, and they be like, oh, hi, dad. Just because you have put other things in your life before your children, other people. You made choices that are ridiculous. There's nothing more important than your child. The best day of anyone's life is the birth date of their child. A son is supposed to reflect his father's doing, right? So when we're single mothers in the Black community, when we are single mothers in any community that is, but me and my sisters, I hone in on us. There may be a lot of Black women that do not find me in the liking. I don't care because you don't know me. You know what someone told you. And that's how most of you haters are. You don't have your own mindset. You don't use your own eyes to see. You're using someone else's thought and their eyes. You're using someone else's opinion over someone you never met in your life. But still, you cannot deny the strength of a Black woman who is single and raising her children. Peace to Queen Mother who's single and she is not hanging out, tearing up the floors of the club to get a banging out from the hood farmer who be planting seeds, trying to size her up to get between her knees. I am the one he sent to make change. I'm a motivational speaker, and you already know my name. And I am my sister's keeper. And anything you try on me, I know you're going to try it on my sisters. Anything you try, the enemy is in anyone who allow him to be there. He is anyone that you let cross your doorstep. That is who the devil is. I cannot understand for the life of me why a man would not want his baby mama to be successful. Why a man will allow people to stop her from feeding his kid, from getting up in the morning time to be a productive mother. Why would a man do that? Well, first of all, that is not a man. That's a little boy wrapped up in man's skin. It is like when you go to the store and you get some salad and it said right there on there, oh, crab salad. So you go and you grab it up and you thinking about what movie you could watch eating that crab salad later on. You go get the best crackers you can find. You're going to get you some saltine crackers if that's your taste, some Townhouse, a buttery taste if that's your taste. You're going to get Ritz cracker, vegetable baked, garlic, butter, plain, it doesn't matter. You're going to get something to go along with it, right? And then when your movie's the beginning and you start there and you go open up that crab salad and you take a taste of it and you say, this is not real crab salad. It is not crab salad. So some of we be upset and what we do, we close it up and put it in the refrigerator. Put our movie on pause or record while we go and get our own crab meat and make our own crab salad. That was not a real dude in your life. That was an imitation of a man. He was a knockoff, like a purse that's not real. You are the strong parent. You're the strong one. That is why you are still standing. And to all of my queens in recovery, yes, baby. You have beat addiction. God saw that. You didn't backslide on this side of that. God saw that. God saw you beat the odds. He saw that. He saw you change the narrative of statistics. He seen that. He saw you in the darkest time of your days smile through the pain. He saw that. And that's why he trusted you to raise his child, to raise his sons. That's why he trusted you, because he know you can stand on all 10 toes, no matter what the enemy bring your way, no matter what he assigned the tailor-made haters to say or try to do, because you come out of that fire. You feel the heat. You come out that fire bronze, baby. You come out of there bronze and you are warmed, lukewarm with the spirit, so he will not spit you out. You felt the pressure. I know you did. You felt it. And that's why you still shining, because they created a diamond mother, a diamond woman. Some of those people desire to be in your company, but they cannot because of the advocacy that they need from mankind. They're afraid to be criticized over a lie. They're afraid to step to you because they cannot. They cannot do it. God has blessed you with the spirit of discernment so the enemy cannot get in to your relationship with God and you and your child. And you see that person and they cannot get in. God will not allow them in your house. He's not going to allow them to fool your kids, to trick your children. He's not going to allow that man to come into your life and deter your mission of motherhood and leading the way. God chose you to be the trust mate. He chose you because he knew you was going to do what you said you was going to do. Even when that character tried to get you to have an abortion, you sat there, but you went out the back door, didn't you? He thought you got rid of the baby, but you didn't, because your fear for God is way more than the fear you have of that creature that was created by the Creator. You don't care what he gonna say. You don't care what anyone gonna say. Your covenant with God is the fact that you signed a contract to be a vessel of life. The moment that he placed that seed inside of your womb, he knew that. Even when you were in your own mother's womb, that seed was there. So he been chose you to be queen mother to raise his sons. He then chose you to raise those children. God chose you. God chose you. Single mothers, don't be angry with your children because their father is not there. Love on your babies. Love on them. Love on them. Your life and their life coincide. It's like you guys fit like puzzle pieces, like hands and gloves. You have experience to be a single mother. You have the experience to raise that special child as well. You have it. You got it, girls. You have it. All of my African American queens out there, the first women to ever roam the face of the earth. Our girls are marked after the first girls to ever live on earth. Our boys. Do not be discouraged by the enemy. The enemy is jealous of you. The enemy envy you. That is why the enemy hates you so much because God chose you. So if you're passing by people and they're trying to look at you in some kind of a sly way, you look right back at them because you're stronger than them. They hate in you because of how you put it down for your children, for your son. You are not a fake. You are not an imitation. You're not here just for a while. You don't pop in and pop out. You stay there. You're always there. You are mom, mommy, mama, mother. Queen mother is who you are. And don't you ever forget it. Because from since the beginning of time, God has always chose women to carry out the toughest assignments. Yes, he did. From the beginning of time, God has chosen women to carry out the toughest assignments. That's who we are. We are his strong soldiers. We are the givers of life when we bring our children in the world. We are his vessels that bring in the prophets and the anointed, the seers and the psychics, the anointed bishops and the anointed pastors and reverends out there. We are the ones that bring in his people. So of course the enemy is going to attack you. Of course he's going to use flesh and blood to do it. Of course he's going to use your ex and his new twisted chick, her friends, his friends, any friends that used to be in your life that has turned their back on you, family too. Of course, he knows that you can stand up to all of that and still look like a woman and still be a woman. Exactly. Exactly. My queens, this Thanksgiving, while you are preparing your meals for your children and you are a single mother, if you are a single mother in recovery and you'd have been ringing it in every year and bringing it in, my sweet little dear, I want you to think back in www.memory.com where you could have been if you wasn't there. I want you to praise God for the funds he provided, the food he provided, the ability to make the food that he provided. Thank God for everything. Thank God for the motion you in right at that moment. Thank God for the funds. Thank you for the provision. Thank him for your ability to cook it. Thank him for you being a caretaker of his sparrow. Thank him for trusting you to be his trust mate. That means you are everything to God. You his soulmate and his trust mate. You his soldier, his favorite daughter. You are a raven. You are a dove. You are everything. You are everything to God. You everything. That's why he chose you. That's why he chose you. You put to shame anyone, any of your exes. You put them to shame how you put it down for your child, how you get it together for your child. It's his child too, but you doing it. You putting it together. You make him look really, really, really bad because you putting up whatever someone is bringing at you. Anything that he may be trying to ignore, acting like he don't know, let him keep on acting. Let him keep acting. You will be the one to get the reward. You're going to be the one to get it. You're going to be the one to get the acknowledgments. hmm Even if people don't want to give it to you out loud, they'll still give it to you, though. They'll think about it. They could imagine what it must be like. And if he got family members that's against you as well and on his side, and they refuse to give you the recognition that you deserve because you got their nephew happy, their nephew growing, their nephew doing the best because of you. And if they don't want to acknowledge you because of the petty little anger and the petty little ways and the petty little things that their brother is doing, and you're raising that sparrow, and they don't want to give you the props, it's okay. You getting props from God. Never look for someone to pat you on the back when you have done what they didn't think that you could do. Don't ever look for that from people because people are not going to give it to you. And that'll put you in a funk in your mind. So don't you ever expect someone who don't like you to tell you doing well. Don't you ever expect that when they see your strength, when they see you set out, when they see that you making it. Don't you ever expect that from them because they're not going to give it to you. They're not. And they don't have to because God given it to you. Every morning when he breathed life into your lungs and wake you up and give you grace. Every report card that comes through that door. Oh, yes. Every I love you, mommy. Every playful little plaything they do with you when they grab hold to you, when they blow air on your cheek, all of that. When they jump on your back and tell you, mommy, I love you so much. And, every time they go, Mom, do we have some soap in here? Yes, we do. Mom, is there any tissue? Yes, honey, it's in the hall closet. Mom, do we have paper towels? Mom, can you get me this? Get me that. Little children, they are so awesome. They are so awesome. And that's how God show you what you're doing because anything they ask you for, you have it because God gave it to you to have it. He gave it to you to provide. So that makes you feel great. Please let it do. I know that it do because it makes me feel great too. When they come home and you're there. When you leave and come back and they see your face, they light up with happiness and joy. Single mothers, every single mother of my African descent here in the world, you have to remember we're made in the liking of the very first woman to roam the face of this earth, the very first woman to give birth to all races of women. We are, we are, we are the world. I did not come here to bring any wars. I came to bring the peace. I am a motivational speaker, and my name is Denise. Although there may be some who may try to give my name a reduction, but to them, all of them, each and every one of them, no matter what your race may be, you do not need an introduction. You know who I be. You know my name. You see the chain. And from looking at me, you should see and know that Jesus breaks all chains. Peace to Queen Mother.